This is the same Angel Reese who once confidently asserted that Caitlin Clark wasn't the only reason people watched the WBA. Angel Reese was recently revealed by Caitlin Clark following her defection in the Unrivaled basketball league. It seems that Reese believed she was a main attraction, yet she fails more than a bad sequel in this new league where Clark isn't even a competition. She had every opportunity to establish herself on a new platform away from Caitlin's shadow, but her game is weak, her attitude is rubbish, and her ego is simply too enormous. What did she do? Lose her first game ever and get somewhat overshadowed by Cameron Brink? Well, keep in mind that this girl was selected 4th. My question to you, Angel, is what's the excuse? The competition was manageable, but you were unable to deliver, so how are you going to explain that? We're all listening to this disaster because it looks like the next great joke. This lady has a shot to become a star because she made a name for herself on January 17. Can't see that Angel did anything if they didn't show it. 2025 is the unmatched basketball league's big hype, bigger expectations, and the big Louisville Rose basketball club was counting on her to deliver, but instead she gave the win to Vin Basketball Club like it was a housewarming gift. Final score Vinyl BC 79 Rose, BCX 73. Sounds close, right? Nope, that 6-0 gap doesn't show how much of a mess we made of the game. The Friday sale, the next big thing they said, turned out to be a monumental failure. Her 10 points and 14 rebounds are respectable on paper, but when you consider that she shot below 30% and that her team's chances were severely damaged by those 4 crucial errors, she has had a negative impact on her team. She had 3 fast break opportunities, counting them as 3 chances to shift the momentum in her team's favor, but she failed to step up when the game was on the line, tripping, fumbling, and dragging Rose BC down with her. As if they were hot potatoes, she grabbed 14 rebounds. But what good are rebounds when you're a revolving door for the opposing team's offense? It was like seeing someone try to carry water in a sieve, which was annoying, stupid, and ultimately useless. Since Reese wasn't going to stop her, Ryan Howard almost set up camp in the paint. Her supporters won't be happy if she doesn't touch the ball, and you won't have, so perhaps it will help with the league controversy, but they are the I won't be pleased if Angel just runs about the floor. Speaking of Ryan Howard, she gave us a flawless performance that, if it's possible, made Reese appear even worse. Howard had a 55% shooting percentage and scored 33 points. That's what Angel Reese was meant to be, skill and leadership. I mean, Ryan, when the 4th quarter rolled around and the pressure mounted, Howard took over like the boss, and she scored 10 of her team's last points, while Reese was busy becoming a liability, stumbling around and letting the game keeps getting farther away. I'm thrilled to be joining this team because I feel like I can learn from everyone, especially the seasoned leadership. For example, Lexi provides a lot of defense. I have been playing against Lexi for a while, and it wasn't just me who failed her. Her entire team followed her down the drain. Benny BC's bench outscored Rose BC's by 22 points, and the contrast was agonizing. Benny BC moved the ball like a symphony orchestra. The coordination was flawless, and Rose BC was unstoppable. IMCA pickup game in the area, Howard led by example and encouraged her team to step up because of her lack of presence and uncertainty, which caused her squad to be dragged down with her BC. The rankers are right here, so they got Lona Owls number 1, Phantom number 2, V number 3, Miss number 4, Laces number 5, and you got Rose number 6. Come on, bro. You really know that this wasn't just a bad game for Angel Ray. This was a complete humiliation that revealed every weakness in her play, including missed free throws, non-existent defensive stops, and turnovers. It was like a list of all the things you don't want in your star player. And worst of all, she didn't look ready for the big stage at all. It's one thing to have a bad night, but this was something else entirely. It seems like Reed didn't understand that this was her opportunity to show that she wouldn't break under pressure, while Venal BC dominated Rose BC from beginning to end. They didn't simply defeat Rose BC, they showed them to be a chaotic disaster, and Reese is at the heart of that mess, stumbling through what should have been her big moment. The collaboration, execution, plan, and everything else were all there. She is already a pain on Angel's side because, in Angel's opinion, she is the league's most attractive woman. It is a complete disaster to compare the captains of Ryan Howard and Angel Reese. With an impressive resume, Ryan Howard's experience as a WNBA superstar is indisputable. Angel is still struggling with the tutorial despite its excellence and a record that intimidates opponents before the game even begins. Potential is wonderful, but it doesn't win championships, and Howard's performance was outstanding, scoring an incredible 33 points. Howard ordered the court like a general, planning a strategy, but every time she was under duress, she answered with the best automobile crash, dragging her team down more quickly than rapid send. But like a strategy, she dragged delivery down, and a warning delay finally made her. Howard bordered a delaying transfer of 2 of her possessions and dragging her team down more quickly than rapid send, but came in contested scenarios that's an ice-in-the-veins clutch. WNBA's every action with authority and clear vision. The media hailed Howard's performance as PL tree, while Reese was met with harsh criticism like underwhelming and not ready for prime time. The contrast couldn't be more stark. One was a masterclass in leadership, while the other was a lesson in how not to captain a team. Reese, on the other hand, looked like a deer in headlights, overwhelmed and out of her depth. An analogous statement regarding Unrivaled was made by Angel Reese, who responded, "I would." But let's get down to the specifics. Rye was the weakest link in Rose BC's chain, committing 4 turnovers and 4 crucial errors that Vanell BC turned into 8 easy points. I could remain here forever and get everything I need, including massages, cold baths, supplies, workouts, and everything else. Not only was it a terrible night, but it was a catastrophe. And to top it all off, her performance at the free throw line was a complete nightmare. He went 2 for 6, and those 4 missed points were almost a gift wrap for the final BCN. Close games are characterized by errors that plague teams and result in exasperating defeats, but there's more to come. While we're criticizing, let's not overlook her defensive performance or lack thereof, because BC's aggressive defense looked like she had never seen a double team before. Instead of adjusting, she repeatedly panicked, got trapped, lost possession, and gave the other team the advantage. Watching her struggle was agonizing, like watching someone try to put out a fire with gasoline. Ryn Howard didn't just dominate, she bled into the paint as if it were her living room. Reese was meant to be the gatekeeper, but instead, she enabled Howard to rack up easy buckets by holding the entrance open. Stewart is aware that she can beat Angel off the dribble, so if there is a mismatch in the 3-3, you should definitely take advantage of it. However, it could become a one-dimensional game. At this point, it appears that they are playing a lot of half-court sets with plays, followed by the leader ERS ship, or in this case, the huge void where her leadership shot should have been. Instead of standing up and boosting her team's confidence when they needed her to rally, she vanished. When it mattered most, Rose BC collapsed as Reese vanished into the background. It wasn't simply a bad performance, it was a complete breakdown. Both supporters, teammates, and pundits were left wondering if Reese possessed the skills necessary to wear the captain's badge. After this game, spoiler alert, the answer is strongly no at this time, Q Caitlin's statement after Angel Reese's performance was delivered with a knockout punch. That was the verbal equivalent of a sledgehammer, unsatisfactory. She should concentrate on the basics before entering the spotlight, instead of only criticizing. Clark annihilated. And to be honest, she wasn't mistaken. Not only was Reese's debut underwhelming, but it was also a neon sign that flashed, highlighting all of her shortcomings. The public's response has been conflicting. There are still some supporters who believe that Reese has great potential. While some people are supporting Clark by nodding and whispering, she expressed what we're all considering. Is there a bright side? The roadmap to improvement is clearly laid out in front of her. Reese's mistakes are glaringly obvious, so stop panicking under pressure, fix your turnovers, hit your free throws, and learn what it really means to lead. But let's face it, none of that is easy. And the unmatched league isn't exactly a forgiving place to figure things out.